Hello everyone, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
That was rather odd.
I can't believe it. I'm seeing my eyes are burning.
Three.
2 was enough. Now I have 3 poo pizzas.
Battle Report 102, second game of the doubles tournament.
Excuse me, I have to go. I have to get some toilet paper. clean the screen off.
This was taking place at the Origin Firehouse. We drew over our second opponent, the team of the Orcs and Goblins and Dread Elves.
Yes.
We didn't draw them. This was the team that scored second highest.
So you're not taking credit for drawing the poo pizza. Okay.
No, but 3 of them in one. That's a record, I think.
It is.
It's a glorious thing.
Please move to the next slide.
Nope. Here's my army list, same as before. You can pause and take a look if you want. I'm sorry, that was my partner's
That was your partner's
list.
army list.
This is my army list.
Or are you implying something?
And there's what looked like we were going against the Dread Elves, who had a prince.
Not a very elven font.
That's what I could do. I was in a hurry. They had a general with a headsman's axe, armor, fortune, divine icon, and an oracle with divination spells. He was a master with a wandering familiar, so we had to keep him under control.
I didn't actually realize that Dread Elves had divination.
Maybe it wasn't divination. Pretty sure. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Unit of 15 repeater auxiliaries, another unit of 12, and 29 executioners with full command.
Light shooting and a combat block.
And a butcher block.
Exactly.
And 5 harpies, just to round it off. Moving down. And his orcs and goblins, had a cave goblin chief, who was the BSB with a bow, shield, crown of the Cavern King to give you the 18-inch bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And a witch doctor, cave goblin witch doctor, with the dispel scroll and 4 pyro.
Okay.
So pyro versus pyro.
Yes.
14 feral orc Ed Bashers with full command and paired weapons. 30 cave goblins, musician
Paired
standard.
weapons, okay.
Go figure, right? 30 cave goblins with musician standard bows, banner of discipline, and 2 mad gits. A single cave troll, 10 iron orcs with full command, 5 goblin raiders, and a gargantua. Because it's really good. So, we dropped on this one. We dropped the entire army.
Okay.
It's diagonal deployment, and this one was... I don't see the markers. I thought this was secure target. I'm pretty sure this... Yeah, it's secure target. Okay. There is a target up there on the top of the back corner of his headsman's executioners. This thing was a target.
Headsman.
Sorry, with their heads. And this was...
Like has it chop off heads.
And this was the other marker.
Okay.
This big pile of stuff.
2 hills, 2 woods, a field.
Yep.
Okay, and diagonal. All right.
And a field. And this is my new...
this is the one you were talking about?
This is my new mat. It's the darker tundra.
Okay. You
mat.
realize have to do some matching hills.
I actually kind of like it. I like this mat. Anyway. Moving on.
Why are the hills so green in comparison?
Because the grass grows...
On the top. Only on the top.
It's higher.
Not on the muddy sides.
It's down in the mush. Correct. It's only on the top.
Just checking. Oh, you have some buildings in the back, too.
And there's a couple orc huts in the back, which is appropriate considering there's 3 orc armies.
So if we all put ours together, how many of those do you think we have? Like 70?
I've got 6. I've got 12.
I've got 12.
We both have the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. No, I think we're 10 each.
Is it 10?
Because there was 3 in the middle set, and the one had the big and the little one. So I think there was a set of 3 and a set of 2, and we each got 2 of them. Anyway,
I thought I got 3 sets of
Maybe
the other ones. But
anyway,
but yeah.
So
plus the other 3 guys.
Some other guys that have them. Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah.
We could do a whole orc village.
We can cover a table with little orc buildings. Yeah.
But anyway, so here's your deployment. Well, the ferals are down yet. I guess he hadn't finished deploying yet.
Okay.
There's our army. There's the other side. And there at the feral orcs. All the way on the far left.
All right.
Because he was running out of room and didn't want to screen off his repeater auxiliaries.
And his spider only has spider attacks, so it doesn't have a Howdah on it.
Correct. That's why it's inferior.
Yes.
Single troll out there in the middle, just kind of
Yep.
there, and 5 goblin raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Not, I guess they wouldn't fit the other way.
But no.
That's the only thing I'm thinking.
Is that Forge World BSB? Oh.
What's that?
Is that Forge World BSB, Goblin BSB?
It is, with the double banner thing.
Yeah.
It's actually a nice model. I like it a lot.
Better order one while you still can get them.
Can't see him. So, this was Vanguards,
Okay.
and turn 1 coming up, and we're going to go first. And that's what it looks like, and we move forward. Ta-da! The Gargantula on the right just came and got the front part of its base on the hill, so it can see over the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else made sure they got on the move to the far right and got out of arc of the executioners.
Mm-hmm.
Black Orcs came forward. I think they're within 14 or 15 of the executioners. Got a little close, but it's enough to tempt them.
Mm-hmm.
Elsewhere, everyone else came forward. This is where I looked at him again and said, well, you had 21 archers on the hill. Now you're 8 inches forward. And you had stuff within range. Elves within range.
Yeah.
But anyway. So there you have that. Like I said, they got a little too close on that one.
Yeah. He's worried about his flank.
So we're going to start off with pyromancy.
Why not? How long did it take you to put those little red explosions on this slide?
I was enjoying it.
I'm sure
It
you
didn't take
were.
that long. The 5 in the back are the 5 harpies.
Oh, okay.
They got fireballed. They got what did I hit them with? I hit them with the because I put everything. They must have got hit by bows.
Okay.
No, I fireballed them off.
You
I
got
fireballed
magic
them
first.
off because I needed to get them out of the way.
Okay.
And then just concentrated everything else on the executioner block.
Okay.
And killed 7 of them
Okay.
with fire magic.
I see
And we did put a couple shots into the goblin.
the character off the table. That's the old Dark Emissary model. Looks like. What was he supposed
That
to be?
was his wandering familiar.
Oh, okay.
That's what he was using for that.
Okay.
So yeah, shot them down. He opponent wasn't thrilled with that. Lost 7 of his executioners.
Yeah.
They're still a very scary unit.
Yeah.
And Bowfire managed to kill off his 3
The rest of the
wolf riders.
Yes.
Just to make sure they couldn't be used as chaff is what I was
Yes.
concerned about. So we shot them down. And there you have it. So going into his turn, he declared a charge with, what was it, charged them? The Black Orcs charged into the, actually, I think it was the Spider. Charged into the Goblins. And yeah, because of the angle, I think it was. And they fled. Rather than staying back and shooting, they decided they would do that. Black Orcs tried a long charge into the Head Bashers.
Who did?
The Iron Orcs up there on the top. Weren't you listening?
Obviously not. Something was in my ear. I heard something different.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't figure out what that was.
Maybe it was a translation problem.
I think they needed a 9 to get in here.
Yeah.
It's a fairly long charge for them.
Okay.
And there's the charge from the executioners trying to go into the our Iron Orcs.
Mm-hmm.
He did fail and managed to expose his flank to both the Gargantula and the
Who's barely on the hill.
And the Boar Riders off to the right.
Okay.
And now he's measuring to see if his troll can make it to the other side to
Yeah.
cover it.
Yeah.
And not happy because he find out that he, cannot.
Mm-hmm.
So he decides to come up here and chaff the Ironworks.
Okay.
Elsewhere on the right, the Iron Orcs have failed their charge into the Ed Bashers. Actually, wouldn't not have minded that much if he made that charge.
Yeah, you got
I think
enough
we'd have
guys.
been okay with the strength 5 attacks. 3 ranks 15. I thought we would have done okay.
Yeah, you didn't find it long term.
Unfortunately, his Feral Orcs are making slow roundabout on the far left.
Uh-huh.
They did march, but 8 inches is 8 inches.
Right.
Elsewhere, everyone else, I think the goblins kind of stayed where they were, and that was about it for him.
Okay.
So here's his little wandering familiar,
Mm-hmm.
and he managed to put 2 wounds on the Gargantula,
Mm-hmm.
Sweeth version of the Gargantula. But that was it for magic. It's the only effective thing he had.
Okay.
We shut down the other stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
there's this troll doing blocking duty. And the goblins fired off and put another 2 wounds on the Gargantula.
There you go.
It happens so much when I use the crappy bow fire, and it's so wonderful when it happens. I know what my opponents feel like now. When 2 wounds from a strength 3 bow fire.
Yeah, when you put enough of it out there, something's going to get through.
Yeah. So, anyway. Peter Auxiliaries firing and kill off a couple Ed Bashers.
Okay.
Moving on to our turn 2. That's what it looks like. So you can see I've got a fairly makeable charge I've got a really makeable charge with the Gargantula.
Right.
And fairly with the orcs, the Boar Boys.
Yep.
So we declare with the Boar Boys first.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't like that and flees.
Okay. Oh, they're not immune to psychology.
Really?
No, I'm saying I thought they were immune to psychology. I didn't realize they weren't immune to psychology.
Might need to look that up.
Doesn't mean they are. I just
might need to have a chat with my old friend there playing across the table from me.
I'm not. I said
Okay.
I'm just surprised.
Okay.
I can't say that they are.
Okay. The Gargantula decides to take a long charge at the goblin guys in the woods, since the other guys fled, just to force a terror check now that he doesn't have a general, because his general fled.
Right.
But he does, and he stands and shoots, gets off 2 of his mad gits, both of them in the woods. Both of them survive.
Wow.
Elsewhere, the Ed Bashers declare a charge into the goblins and make it.
Did you know that right away, or did you have to read through the page of rules about them to make sure that they didn't die?
We had to open up and read the page of rules to make sure that we were doing the dangerous terrain checks right.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't. We were debating whether it was a 1 or a 3. So the Ed Bashers go in, and these little goblins. I don't know. I rolled. Oh, sorry. This is his. The Mad Git destroyed 2, 4, 6, 7 on my way in, which was not fun. Elsewhere, we just kind of redeployed around. He elected not to charge the Iron Orcs into the troll that was right in front of him. He just sent the general in to butcher him.
Okay.
Downside of that, of course, will be the general's.
All by himself.
He's taking lessons from me, which is not good. He's charging his general out of his units and making him a target for things. Yeah, I think he's got a bad influence. So, you can see the Wolf Riders have continued along the back edge of the board. They're going to come around here and with their fire magic and bows just keep harassing that executioner block. There's the general charging into the troll. So, go to firing, get launcher fires, and knocks off 4 of the his Iron Orcs. Chunks them away. At the point, that was a good target, because it's the only thing closing in on us now that can hurt us.
Yeah.
And then in the ensuing fight, the Night Goblins go berserk and kill 6 orcs.
The what goblins?
The Cave Goblins go berserk and kill 6 Ed Bashers.
Wow.
6. So we do stick around and shift down on the
That's why you roll the
combat
dice.
reform. Yeah, I guess. The general comes in and does 2 wounds to the troll. The troll pukes and does a wound, but does flee, and the general pursues to the middle of the board. This is his Elven Mage here in the front corner of that Repeater Auxiliary
Okay.
unit. So that's where we stand going into turn 3, or bottom of turn 2. So Repeater Auxiliaries fire and put a second wound on the Orc General. And the Black Orcs, you can see, have just moved up to try to attract the attention of our Iron Orcs. The what they call it, the Executioners have managed to rally in the back. There's another 4 dead that he's pulled off the stack from various fireballs. He's concentrating heavy on stopping the fireballs. In the ensuing combat, though, the Night Goblins are tearing up my orcs. My Ed Bashers flee. He elects not to pursue, but just reforms where he is.
I just checked it. I was confusing with the Tower Guard. The Tower Guard are immune to psychology, not the Executioners.
Okay. So moving into turn 3. You can see my fleeing Ed Bashers there in the center of the board. That's what it looks like.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it is a mess. What was he trying? He tried to do... Yeah, let's back up for a minute. The guys in the woods, the cave goblins... The cave goblins were blocking the Executioners from charging.
Okay, that's clear.
Because he wanted to do something, so he kind of wanted to go off to the left and kill my mage. Or right, I guess that would be his left. That's what I was thinking. Anyway, so he tried to charge them forward into something. I forgot what he tried to charge them
fleeing
into.
unit?
First, did he charge them into the fleeing unit? He did not. I'm not sure what went on with that. Oh, sorry. This was our turn.
Okay.
My mistake. This was our turn.
All right.
So the Squiggoth version of it can charge past the Ed Bashers and then turn left and get into the cave goblins.
Right.
So it tries to charge them, and my spider on the far right tries to charge them.
Right.
Both in the front. But the idea is
somebody makes a die roll.
The idea is, if somebody makes a die roll, gets in there, crushes them, and then we decide whether if both of them make it, then we both overrun into the Executioners, and
right.
Hopefully they're reduced by more fire magic on this turn. And what is this? Oh, and the general decides he's not happy with being out here in the field any longer. So he's going to charge into the goblins as well. The Iron Orcs down here in the middle of the screen charge into this unit of...
That's right, the general's going into the
goblins. Goblins in the middle of the woods.
And the Iron Orcs are going
into... And the Iron Orcs are going into the big unit
the Reaper guys. Okay.
Yes. Because that's the one with his mage in it.
Yeah.
He definitely... It's not a far charge. So he flees from that one.
Okay.
The Iron Orcs decide to go fight their rival Iron Orcs.
Okay, why not?
Well, I kind of wanted him to go the other way, but into the goblins. But he was like, "Oh no, those 2 spiders are fine."
And the general.
And the general, there's the general into the corner of the. Oh, sorry. First thing he did was he charged the fleeing guys.
Okay.
The fleeing auxiliaries to push them further
away. Okay.
And then redirected into the goblins.
All right.
And then the goblins decided to charge down off the hill and support the Iron Orcs on Iron Orcs fight.
Yeah, why not?
Because 3-to-1 odds aren't good enough.
yes.
You need goblins' help.
Yeah.
And the Ed Bashers decide not to rally, continue running.
Okay.
Both spiders failed the charge, but the general did make it.
Yes.
So he's in there.
Yeah, he's clogged up the lines for a while.
My boar boys came around the corner, getting in position. You can see the wolf riders up on top. Have circled around the Executioners again, just to be able to pour more shots.
You were too far from the.
Yes. To give them one more charge.
Yeah.
To push them off the board, I was.
Okay.
And I was going to face them in case they didn't rally, but I was looking at it and I was like, well, if they don't rally, a 5 or 6 puts them off. So
and
probably not going to be there anyway.
You want your magic and shooting anyway.
And I want to be facing that big unit
yeah.
for magic. So Git Launcher fires away and clicks off a couple of them.
Okay. Oh, so we're done with magic.
Magic looks like it killed one or two.
Okay, yeah.
It didn't do that well. Git Launcher plucked and killed a couple. Now he's down to 1, 2, 3. Looks like 6 in the back now. So probably 14.
Something seems to be missing.
The night goblins, the cave goblins, sorry. The cave goblins finish off the general with his 1 wound left.
Okay.
So he died to cave goblins.
So these guys are like the troop of the match.
They are.
They're killing everything.
And they reform into a little huddled mass.
Yeah, just look like they're in the woods, though.
They are in the woods, so he's not getting rank bonus out of it, but he's trying to get smaller, I guess. And that's the of course the Iron Orcs smash the smaller unit of Iron Orcs.
And reform or not?
And they did. They reformed to keep everything in front of them.
Okay.
The spider down here on the bottom is in his front.
Watch it. Those goblins might charge you in the rear and wipe you out.
The goblins here in front of this hill with their nice side exposed to the Gargantula.
Yes.
Are the result of the failed charge into the Gargantula.
Oh, okay.
You remember. So now they're here, so that gives the Gargantula a closer move to the Head Bashers.
Something to do.
If he wants them.
Well, he doesn't mind running with goblins, so it's okay.
Yeah, and there you have it.
Yes.
When the Gargantula declares the charge, I don't know if he made his check and decided to run or just ran from the terror. But he did run. The Feral Orcs charged into the Iron Orcs. It's a fairly long charge. And again, this is where he was trying to charge the goblins out into, I forgot where I think he was charging them into the Gargantula.
Oh.
Just to get them out of the way of the the executioners. Because he's looking, the way he looked at this, and from talking to him, I think I was talking to him about this, is like, had it worked, then the executioners roll up the Black Orcs, Iron Orcs, and overrun into the flank of the Ed Bashers. And in one swoop now crushes 2 big units.
Yeah.
Is what he was looking for at this point, because he's kind of getting a little desperate. So there's the charges.
You could have charged both of them into the orcs.
He could have, and that would have been
swung them all the way to the other side and straight ahead. Yeah.
That would have been the much safer bet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he did not do that. Well,
fortunately.
Fortunately for me,
it just depends how he rolled. We'll find out. We'll find out in a second.
So there you have it. So the goblins failed their charge and came forward a bit.
Okay.
And when we measured this, the executioners cannot wheel past the goblins.
Cannot get past them. Okay, so failed charge for them.
So it's going to be a failed charge for them as well. The spider failed to redirect on his leadership. He's only leadership 6.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens when you're out of the bubble.
Yep.
And the Feral Orcs in the woods just came forward a bit.
Right. Ouch.
Yes, the fanatic decided to go in the correct direction and killed 3 of my 5 boar boys. Luckily, they did make their check and stuck around.
Yeah.
Put off flaming swords on these guys.
I'm sure a picture of your partner's hand was very important.
It was important. I needed that.
Yeah.
So he gets flaming swords off and puts a wound or 2 on the Iron Orcs with his repeater guys, and drops down an that's the immolation, the one that puts the target.
Right.
That's the template there.
Right.
Puts the immolation in front of those. So now, if it's actually not a bad move, because if the Ed Bashers go through it, I think he used a single die for it. If the Ed Bashers go through it, it's 16 strength 4 attacks on them. With a 6, 4's to wound, kills it, wounds 8, and you save 1.5. It's a good chunk of wounds. And we don't have a general, so it's 1 chance at a 8 to stick around if it happens. Actually 2, because the BSB is in that unit. Anyway, so that's what we got for magic. And back to our turn. So the Iron Orcs decide that beating up on little soft squishy guys is much more fun. Charge into the other unit of the repeater crossbowmen. The spider over on the far right has charged the goblins, and they have fled.
They've run away.
They're heading out.
He's finally cleared his front.
He's finally cleared the executioners.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh, the
These guys to keep running.
other guys continue to run.
Okay.
The Ed Bashers. They are at 5, and they started at 20.
Was it his die roll?
What's that?
One and two.
That was his die roll for something. Yes.
Yeah.
I think his spider declared a charge on the other spider and rolled a 1-1-2.
Oh, okay.
There you have that. So up on these, the Iron Orcs have made it in up there on the top, and my spider has failed again, and my Boar Riders on the top have come around and just sitting on the objective.
Okay.
And in the flank of the
Right.
guys,
Yeah.
executioners.
What's the chances of them killing two?
Pretty high. Pretty high before I go.
Yeah.
I was counting on it if I tried it, so I haven't tried it yet. I figure if I can get them down to 1, I can maybe survive. So Cascading Fire Cloak on the Iron Orcs to help them in this fight because they desperately need it versus these guys. Actually, I'm just casting any spell I can for the attribute
Right.
and pouring the attribute into the
Thin them out.
executioners, who are now down to 10, and the general in there. Get Launcher fires and kills another 2 of them.
Okay.
Now they're down to 9. Now the Boar Boys are thinking about going into the side.
Yeah, now you're gonna fight one of them.
Now they're winding up. The Iron Orcs. Iron Orcs made short work of the auxiliaries. Let's get off that picture.
The blur.
There we go.
Thank you.
It hurts. Iron Orcs make short work of the execution of the auxiliaries, and they turn back to face the ferals in the woods. And some bow shots. Put a couple more wounds, and now he's down to 6 in a command in a character of the Edsman executioners. He's decided he's had enough, so he decides to charge the spider into our spider. And his is better than ours because it makes it.
Yeah. He's got mushrooms.
He's got mushrooms. We got orcs though.
But he's got mushrooms.
Yeah. We got 3 wounds on us. He has 2 on him coming in.
Always a risky move.
The ferals fail their charge again.
Okay.
And we continue to sit there and look at each other. The Edsman can't figure out I keep calling it Edsmans. Executioners can't really figure out what they want to do, so they just wheel a little bit to get the Boar Boys back in their front.
Yep.
And they are within 6 of the objective.
Okay.
There's some gargantula action going on there. And he managed to hit far enough on the side that if he does get an overrun, it will be in the side of
because you don't have to maximize frontage.
Goblins. Elsewhere, the cave goblins have rallied and faced down that way. Good thing they can't shoot, because that's my bunker there on the edge of the board.
Yes.
Ready to take a wound and get chased off. And he's replaced his immolation, or just left it. So he came in and did 2 more wounds to us. We did 3 to him.
Okay.
So between the charge and that, it was a push, and we sit around.
Okay. Lucky for you.
Yeah. So, and now 2 wounds to him, 3 to him. Yeah. So it's basic. Oh, this was at some point at the combat.
Must be later. This one might be out of order.
No, I think what happened was we did the I marked those wounds early before the whole combat was done.
Okay.
Anyway, back to our turn. The Ed Bashers continue moving towards the edge of the board.
They won't rally, but they don't run very fast.
They don't run very fast. They roll really low on distance.
Yes.
And not really low. I mean, they need like a 3 or something to come back. So the Ed Bashers reform wide, so they figure it'll hurt them less if they go through it if they're wide.
I see.
And sneak up to it. My spider has finally made it into the cave goblins.
Yep.
Where the BSB and his fire mage is. And I desperately needed that so they couldn't shoot at my wolf riders up there on the top.
Yeah. Well, they could move. So.
and he's. I think he can see the back corner of me with that executioner
That's
unit.
what it looks like. Yeah.
But I'm not worried because I should win
shouldn't
this fight.
There
And
shouldn't
let
be
me
many
reform.
goblins left.
Well, I figure at worst case,
Worst
I
case, you reform and face him.
and
Yeah.
give him my flank.
Yeah.
So there we have that. But it turns out not to be needed because I crush him and overrun. The ensuing fireballs and shooting has reduced his
So
executioners.
in the previous magic phase,
Yes.
before this
Yes.
melee,
There was a
you
skip,
wiped him out, except for one guy.
except for the general
Okay.
who's there with 2 wounds on him
Okay.
in the middle of the woods.
All right.
He's reformed his repeating crossbows down there in the back into a 2 wide conga line,
Okay.
just to get a little bit more maneuverability, I guess, and head out and get some shots on the goblin wolf riders and be able to cast spells
Okay.
that way. And that's where that ended up.
And we're caught up on the spider
And
fight.
now we get back to the spider fight. This is the round where we rolled and got the sting attack off on him,
Okay.
and he rolled his 6-up armor save
Ah.
and sticks around, and we did not.
Okay.
And the goblins are not happy with
They
that.
didn't like that guy dying, so they
they're-
left.
That spider was their buddy, and they had some friends on top.
Yeah.
So they're leaving town. And I don't know what that would have been. Oh, he's measuring arc to see if his general can see stuff, and he can't.
Yeah.
That's why they went wide. Sorry. They went wide not to go through the template. They went wide to get the back ranks out of the arc of
Okay.
his general in the woods.
Okay.
Because even at this point, he's probably not going to
Well, at that
kill
point,
us.
he had a unit.
Yeah, he did have a unit at
Yeah.
that point.
Okay.
So, going on the turn, he decides to try once again with the ferals coming in on the iron orcs.
Yep. Why not?
And the spider is frustrated, so it goes and says, the only thing I can see that's worth charging is the Git launcher. Let me go kill
Get
it.
some points at the end here. Okay.
And try to overrun into the
Right.
fleeing guys. There we go. He makes it in. And his ferals made
They
it in
make
this round.
also? Okay.
He a couple crossbow shots kill off 2 of my wolf riders,
Right.
but because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I had 9 and he killed 2, so just barely saved me from
by that much.
just barely saved me from a panic check. The gargantua kills the Git launcher, overruns, and ends up an inch away from those guys.
There you go.
From the Ed Bashers, who are still fleeing. At this point, it doesn't matter unless they rally, because he's got full points for him unless they rally. So we're moving on to turn 6. And look, they rally.
They rally.
So when you've got a gargantua an inch behind you, you can rally.
Exactly.
Other than that, you can't. The Iron Orc, Feral Orc fight has not gone well for
It
us.
doesn't look like it.
The Feral Orcs, as they should, just start. They can strength 5. They're going to murder the Iron Orcs, because the Iron Orcs have to go double chop it to even try to get their attacks in,
Right.
and so they go simultaneous. They've got a lot more attacks, and our plate mail goes down to 6-up saves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not doing well for us.
Plate mail.
They do have plate mail. It's nice.
Everybody's got plate mail.
So near the end of the turn 6, the Gargantua charged into the unit of auxiliary crossbows with the mage in it right here in the corner,
Right. Okay.
and he just picked them up.
Yeah.
At that point, it didn't bother making us roll for dice for that one. His guy in the woods is just wandering around. You can see we brought everybody up that can shoot at him is going to be shooting at him.
Okay.
He's got 1 wound left. Oh, and now I'm trying desperately also
To get one wound on the spider?
wound, to get 1 more wound on the spider, and I cannot.
Ah.
He ends the game with 7. He ends the game with 2 wounds on him. This fight continues. and he butchers us.
Ah.
Sits there, and on his final, that was his final turn, I believe. He went last.
You went last?
We went
You
first.
Okay,
he went
then,
last.
then he should have gone one more time.
Yeah, that's the question. I'm trying to look to see what he has. Because right now, no one's in arc of his general in the woods.
Right.
His spider is going to eat this unit
Right.
there. And the ferals tried a desperate charge and just... No, actually, he decided not to. There was nothing there was worth charging. They were the wolf riders were out of range.
Oh, okay.
And the only unit he had was this big unit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter for the Wolf Riders. Okay.
Yeah, and that's not worth doing. So on his final turn, he also got a little too close, but he walked up within an inch of my guy.
I wanted to show you a shiny axe. See
Excellent.
my axe?
I wanted
to use this all game. I didn't get a chance.
I know, and all 29 of my buddies just disappeared. I actually thought it would be funny if he actually did make it in and the Pana Protection pension kicked in.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he was defensive kit, but anyway. So that's where that is. And this guy, of course, crushed my... And they did not... I don't think they even got to it.
Probably get a chance to attack.
They probably got... I think I had one guy get to attack back and could not do the final wound.
The golden BB.
Yeah, it was a shot.
Yeah.
So that's how the table ends, and I didn't do a final points guide slide. That's dumb. Anyway, that's where it ended, and it was a 17-3 victory for us.
Okay.
Because we are, we got the objective. We've got a unit here by this one.
Right.
No one has this one, so we gained the 3 points there.
Yep.
And we did quite a bit of damage to him. He did quite a bit to us, but he killed the spider, you know.
Right.
Iron Orcs are gone. One of the units of Ed Bashers. So like I said, it ended up being a 17-3 victory for us. Mm-hmm. So after 2 games, we are still in first place.
Still number 1 in your tournament.
What are you saying?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, Donald.
What are you implying?
It's huge.
You're implying something. I'm just not smart enough to know what it is. All right. Thank you for listening.
Until next time.